Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Abrar and I'm a student of Air University doing mechatronics engineering from there. Today I am assigned to a task that I have to explain how what is a CPU and what is inside it and how it works. So before moving on to its functions, let's have a quick view on its on the components which is inside the CPUs. First of all, there is ALU, arithmetic logic units. What is the function of arithmetic logic units? Its function is to perform arithmetic functions and logic functions. What are the arithmetic functions like addition, subtractions, multiplications, and divisions? And logic functions like and or not, NAND, and or like that. And after that we have a program counter. What is the function of program counter? Program function actually work in such way that it points to the address of the next instruction to be executed. Let's suppose we want to execute program counter, make an increment first. Let's suppose we have 5 to 7 instructions. Let's first instructions has been executed. Now it's gonna make an increment, and this means that first instruction is completed, is completely executed and successfully executed. Now it's time in a time for the second one. So that's why that's how the program counter tells the CPU that you have to perform such that uh, instructions. Now after that one, that, and that's how it works. And it's increment in that it's make an increment, and from first to it's moved to second, and then second to third, and this is how it works. Now we have an instruction decoder. Instruction decoder basically take the addresses from the address buses and make an and decoded it and gave data to the registers. So decoders stores addresses, basically it's interpret addresses into it, and tells register what to store in what location. So this is basically a decoder, and register basically store the data memory which decoder instruct it to done. Now coming to the working of it. So this is a circuit of CPU. This is input and outputs, and this is a memory circuit, and this is CPU as well. Now before starting its functions, how it works, let's have a brief look on address buses and database. Address bus basically used to identify the device and the memory connected to the CPU. So what address bus basically identify the memory circuits, what type of memory is connected to it, and what are the input and output devices. You can see that the blue lines connected to the input, and the memory shows it is connected to the address buses. Then we will have a data bus. Data bus is used to carry the information in and out of the CPU. Data bus basically take instruction from input devices and tells will be what is the input or output of the is given to the CPU. Now we have a function here, program here, and it tells us what to do, how the CPU have to perform. In this we have first zero step we have 31st edge. We have to store we have address of 31st edge in X. So in this program we have to in A we have to store 17, whatever is placed on 70th input device is address is placed on A. Then after storing A address after storing 70th location address on A, we have to store whatever on A or at B. After that we have to store at A whatever the address of 6, whatever placed at the 6th address. Then we have to move to arithmetic operation. We have to add whatever placed at A and whatever placed at B, and add them, and then store it at A location in A. So after that in register, this A, B, C are the registers, and after and at final stage we have to whatever we got at A, we have to place it at 7th memory here. So starting with the 0 we have 31H. So you can see that address bus program counter started with increment, no increment means zero instructions that should be executed. Now after address bus we have data on the control buses, and now the control data bus telling instruction decoder that whatever is on the 0th place is stored in instruction decoder. And after that, after storing that instruction decoder, now the program counter has made an increment. This increment mean that now we have to execute next instructions. After now we have whatever we have to execute, we have whatever placed at 70th memory location, we have to place it at A, location of A at register. Now let's suppose we are giving 9th at input 17th. Now the 17 will move toward, now let's suppose now this 9, then it will move to the address bus, then it will come to the register. Let's suppose we have the 19 and here, the 19 will move to the data bus, then after moving to the data bus it is placed at the A of register. Now what is our second instructions? To execute second instruction, our program counter make another will make a another increment. It means whatever is executed at whatever to execute at second position, it means we have to store whatever we stored earlier in A, we have to store it now in B. So now it is stored in B. Now moving toward again the next instruction will the program counter give it to address bus, then address bus take from memory, and whatever is placed at second is given to instruction decoder. Then again the cycle repeats, the program counter make an increment, and whatever is placed at 6th memory 5 fetch is now stored to the is given to the instruction and the data bus, and from data bus to A. So at 6th class we have a 5 at 6th input, it is not shown here. We have a 5 and then it's stored. Now it's time to make an program counter another increment to execute fourth instruction. This is basically whatever is EAH is this instruction is decoded at A plus B. So this is a computer value, this is a computer language which is not feasible as for us to understand, but this is the actual what is working of it, what is this C4H shows, 126H show, what 81H shows, what this address basically showing. Now we have to know now we have that we know that the in CPU there is ALU which basically shows which basically performs arithmetic operation. So now after executing next instructions at 4, the ALU, the both A and B 5 and 9 will go to ALU, and the addition will be happen here, and after getting sum it will be stored in A. So E basically in hex it is 14, so 5 plus 9 is 14 is placed in here. Now increment program counter make an increment, and whatever is on 5th is placed on data bus, and then and we know that we have to place whenever is placed at 7 into wherever placed at A into 7th. So this is how it's whatever we have got EH address will be go to 7th. So this is how our CPU works. First of all, let me give a brief overview again. First of all, our address bus take identify the memory and take a memory address and store it in data bus, and then give it to the instruction decoder, and then instruction decoder decoded the address and tell CPU what to perform. Let's suppose in first location we have to store whatever given to the 17 at A in register, so we store it A. That is how it works. And if we have arithmetic or logical operations, we use ALU. The inputs will be given to the ALU, and after ALU it will be given back to the registers. Basically the instruction is instruction decoder decoding the memory addresses, and the register is storing the data, and ALU is performing the arithmetic means. This is how our CPU works. Thank you very much. That's all from today. See you again. Allah Hafiz.